Thank you for all the comments and all the stories that you shared from our last video on boundaries. Stories of how you have felt helpless or abandoned and you didn't know how to cope. Times when you didn't know how to ask for what you wanted. And so you kept being at the end of the line just because it was easiest. So we all know why we need to hold better boundaries. And as a recap of last video, the boundaries you want to hold are the ones that nourish you the most. The ones that protect your space to breathe, that respect that you are a human being with your own challenges and your own lessons to learn. And about making sure that you create room for yourself to follow your dreams. So in this video, we're going to talk about something you can do right now, right while watching this video, in order to feel more courageous or grounded or insightful when you start to hold better boundaries. So for the last 20 years, I've been helping people reverse old traumas, emotional traumas and heartbreaks, and difficult families and difficult marriages that left them with a toll to pay and a weight that seemed to get heavier the older they got. And I have helped them through videos and workshops and classes, things they can do on their own, things that they can do in their bedroom, on the bus, sharing what the latest science around PTSD and the latest science around trauma tells us about how to let go of your triggers and how to find the self-respect, the self-worth, the self-love that will give you the nourishment you need to follow your dreams. From women who have filed for divorce, to women who were burned out, to women who needed to co-parent, and women who were ready to launch or grow their spirit-centered business. All of these people by holding better boundaries were able to change their life for the better. And when you get good at holding better boundaries, you can direct your life rather than feel like a victim to life. Than feel like you have to control a part of you because it's not worthy or valuable. And instead, learn how to take that very thing that you felt was your cross to bear and turn it into something beautiful and treasured. So I'd like to show you and take you through the 3-step process that I take all of my clients through. And you can use this 3-step process anywhere you are. You can use this process when you're by yourself, when you're at work, when you're talking to other people, when you wake up at 2 a.m. You can use this 3-step process to help you find balance and confidence, to hold better boundaries, and give yourself space to breathe. So maybe you're worried that if you hold better boundaries, that you'll just freeze and the words won't even come out of your mouth. And you'll want to, but you just can't make yourself, only to feel like you've done something wrong by not standing up. Or maybe you're worried that something might go wrong. And if you hold better boundaries, that your life might blow up. This is valid. That's real. Or maybe you're worried you'll do it all wrong because you've never seen good role models on how to set and hold boundaries. So, what if you try and you make things worse? With this 3-step process, You only have to hold your boundaries when you're ready. So let's go through an example so you can start to feel more relaxed, more centered, in moments instead of days. So I'd like you to put your hand on your heart and think about something that felt like your boundaries were being pushed. Something where you felt like you were being criticized or disregarded or silenced or pushed or coerced. All those things that push on healthy boundaries. I want you to think of one today or yesterday where that familiar feeling came up of feeling helpless or intimidated or frozen. So you ignored it, walked away, or went and complained to your girlfriends. But either way, you didn't stand for yourself. Now I'd like you to think about what you had for breakfast this morning, where you were seated, what you looked at, what you read, what your view was, if you even ate breakfast. And now I want you to think about your favorite breakfast in the whole entire world. If you could have the best breakfast, where would you be? On a mountaintop, in a chalet in Italy, on the river in Paris, in the middle of the woods, on a spaceship, on a hot air balloon, in a tiny village, maybe 1,000 years ago, or 1,000 years in the future. And what foods would you want to have? What foods light you up, make you happy? And where did they come from? Think about the families that tended those foods and the villages it nourished and the work that went in to take it from Mother Earth to here in front of you. What stories of the families. And now that you've got this space, this sacred space, think about and enjoy how good it all smells. Take what's in front of you and bring it up to your nose and smell it in, thinking about the stories and where it came from and why you're sitting on top of a mountaintop or in a yurt. Let yourself see in front of you, smell, taste. What do you hear? Do you hear morning birds? The sound of the ocean? Maybe music? Maybe you hear drums? The most perfect you would want to have. And just for a moment, imagine yourself there and reflecting upon all the things in the universe that had to align for you to be sitting there enjoying your morning. And now, I want you to think about that boundary push, that thing that bothered you or annoyed you. And I want you to ask yourself, what would I like to do differently next time? And just by asking yourself and being quiet and listening, maybe you'll have a vision or hear a voice in your head or a piece of advice you've gotten or the dream you have for your life. What's important to you? And you'll look at that boundary differently, and you'll hold them a little better, and you'll be a little less anxious holding them. So that's the 3-step process. Sometimes it's a visualization, sometimes it's herbal medicines, sometimes it's little body-mind tricks. But when you start to understand how to get back in alignment with the world around you, the benevolent, generous world around you, you're able to thrive and feel more whole. So in next week's video, or the next one coming out in a few days, we're going to be talking about how to hold peaceful boundaries. Boundaries where you stay at peace with yourself, where in your body you are comfortable with the choices you make, and in protecting your dreams and your path peacefully. So if you leave your comments below, I'd love to hear your stories. I'd love to hear the insights you've had over time that have caused you to know that you deserve to have the best life you can make for yourself.